Welcome to 63rd lecture of Management Science subject. Good afternoon, students. So we are in the lecture 63 and in the unit 4, right? So we have successfully completed all the 3 units without any single topic left behind, right? So I have given a total information about this unit 1, unit 2 and unit 3. So now we are into unit 4 where we are discussing a special type of problematic topic which not only useful for civil engineering but also for mechanical engineering, electrical engineering and other disciplines, right? So the project management, how to manage a project, that is a concept that we will discuss in this lecture 63 of unit 4, that is introduction to the project management, right? So in this unit we are having various types of problems to be discussed, right? That we'll see regarding the topics, right? Okay. So in this unit 4, what are the topics to be covered are, so what is the meaning of a project? What are the steps to be taken to start a project? What is the role and responsibility of a project manager? And how to start, how to construct a different types of charts, right? So majorly here in this unit, we are having 80% problems, right? 80% problems and 20%, 80% problems and 20% theory, right? So 80% problems and 20% theory. So majority in the part A you get define PERT or differentiate between PERT and CPM, right? Or you may get what is the meaning of project management? Simple questions. You can score the marks in the unit 4 very simply, right? So here we are having the project management, how to deal the project management, how to solve the problems, either it is a small problem or it is a very large problem. So how to develop a network. So for doing the problems, so how to develop a network. So for this we are having two different types of network analysis. One is PERT and CPM, right? PERT and CPM. PERT means project evaluation and review technique, right? So project evaluation and review technique. CPM means critical path method. So like this, we are having two types of categories to solve the problem, but we are having some sort of differences when compared to between these two things, right? And we'll have the that one is differentiation between the PERT and CPM network problems. Then identifying the critical path, how to identify the critical path and what's the probability of getting the solution. Next, project crashing their simple problems. So like this, we are having very few topic, but we will practice a number of problems so that in the unit 4 you can score very good marks without any marking any of theory, right? So if you get a question directly, 15 marks question directly, you can have an awareness of writing a diagram, formulas applying, writing the answer. Simple process, right? So when I'm teaching the theoretical part, you will be some little bit confused. But whenever you are doing a problem, it is very, very interesting and very easy to solve the problems, right? So this comes under this pattern CPM methods, pattern CPM methods, right? Okay. Then what is the meaning of a project? So definitely in the 4th year, you will start what's the meaning of a project. You have to do a mini project, you have to do a major project. MTech you have to pursue while being pursuing MTech also. We have to do a project, right? So while doing PhD also we have to do a project. Any degree, end of the degree, you have to do some sort of report work or a project work, right? Then what is the meaning of a project? A project means a interrelated set of activities. So these are a interrelated set of activities that has a definite starting and ending point, right? So a starting point and somewhere in the ending point. So like this, you are having a starting point and ending point for a project. A project is an interrelated set of activities that has a different starting point and a different ending point, and those results in a unique product, right? So don't think about the results. Results will differ to different categories, but one can assure that for a project you are having a starting point and you are ending point, but the results may be different for different projects. None none project get the same results while doing the similar project. That means the project are not repetitive, right? The project should not be repetitive. Few examples of the projects means what type of projects you are coming across while doing this type of projects means the personal projects, industrial projects, and business projects, right? So like this, you are having personal projects, industrial projects, and business projects. So personal projects means these projects comes to individual, single entity, or a student, right, or a faculty. Like this, you can make some personal projects. So that is a of personal choice. When you come to the industrial projects, these are related to commercialized things. The industrial projects may be small projects, medium projects, or it may be a larger projects, right? The third one is a business project. So business project mean, for example, at your locality, if someone is keeping a small shop in a shutters, in a complex law, you are keeping a small shop. So whenever you are doing want to keep a small business, then you have to make a report for a business. What type of business you are starting? Why you are starting the business? There should be some identification of doing the business, right? It's like this. We're having business projects in this process. Okay, first one is a project, personal projects, industrial projects, and business projects. Now we'll see in detail what are these personal projects, industrial projects, and business projects. Okay, now the projects can be of any size and duration, right? A projects can be of any size and duration. What is the meaning of any size and duration? For example, if you see a government sectors, Navaratna government sectors like BHEL, okay, like BHEL. In BHEL, what they will do? So they will do different sort of manufacturing of the physical items, mechanical items, electrical items, like this. So when you see a project going on in a BHEL, some projects takes very less time, some projects take very more time. So then what's the measurement of less time and more time? Less time means minimum to minimum 2 years project or 1 year project. Maximum duration, maximum duration project means it takes minimum 10 years or 12 years, right? So see the size, see the duration of a project, and the duration. 1 year అవ్వచ్చు, లేదంటే maximum తీసుకుంటే 12 years కానీ 15 years project also they will take. And also coming to the size. What is the size of the project, right? So this all the commercials, the financials, right? The general things all comes under the size of a project. They may be simple type of project, they may be critical type of project, they may be complex type of project, right? So the projects may be simple, like planning a party. So if you take a simple project, so tomorrow morning I have to go to some outstation and I have to give some delivery. That is also a project. Planning a party for your birthday, that is also a project, right? And complex items, complex type of projects like launching a space shuttle, right? అర్థమైందా? Then simple key, complicated key, simple key, complex key. Then what are the examples? Just if you take a simple party, simple planning, simple project is nothing but planning of a party. And whenever you're taking a complex project, simply you can say launching of a space shuttle or manufacturing of a ship, right? So these are the complex projects where they will take more than 7 years, 5 years, 10 years, like that. Or laying a construction of a road from Bangalore to Hyderabad, Bangalore to Pune. So these are also very lengthier projects where it takes more than 1 year, 2 years also. For example, simply construction of a flyover in Vijayawada. So if you see a flyover in Vijayawada, it took more than 3 to 5 years, I think so, right? So these are nothing but complex projects. So for in this type of project management, we can take any project. For example, having a flyover from Vijayawada to Guntur. So 30 kilometers and so flyover kattali. So whenever you are constructing that type of things, this type of problems are very very important in solving the problem. That is, part problem and CPU problems. Okay, next. Then what are these personal projects? So what are these personal projects? What are the business projects? What are the then other type of projects? We'll see. When coming to the personal projects, to obtain a degree, to obtain an MBA, or to obtain a degree, right? Or writing a report for any event, or writing a report for any problem, plan a wedding party, plan a garden, building a house extension, or newly building a house. So like this, the personal projects, it is useful for your personal privacy, construction of a house, right? Construction, making a family trip, or having a wedding plan, making a report, doing any educational degree. So these are all comes under the personal things. Next, coming to the industrial projects. Under these industrial projects, what are the things you are having? So construct a building. So industrial industry సంబంధించిన data you are right. So every industry, the activities are going on. Before that, what you require? You require space. You require a building. So that's why when you take the industrial projects, you can have a projects like construction of building, provide a gas supply to any industrial estate, provide water supply to any industrial estate, building a monetary, designing of a new car. So these are all comes under industrial type of projects. Industries means you are having number of industries, right? FMCG industries, food items industries, and other jewelry industries. So like this, everywhere, whatever the commodity, but the process is like this only, right? So like this in industrial projects, you are having a construction of a building, providing a gas supply, and building a motorway, and designing a new car. Next, third one is business projects. Then what are the business projects? So business projects are those which are related to the buying and giving, exchanging of goods and services. Here you are having develop a new course. So business project. So in any academician, in any college, in any university, whenever you have to prepare a new course, then it's a business project. Why? Because so you are initially preparing a academic type of profile, and you are making a business so that this syllabus should be propaganda to other major government schools. Like this, you have to make simple example is making a new course. Next, developing a new course, developing a computer system, introducing a new part. So when introducing a new part. So whenever you are introducing a new part, you should be as a entrepreneur or you should be as a scientist, right? So introduction of a new part. Why you are doing new product with a business project. So whenever you are making a new invention or new product, then automatically the amount will be separate, right? Next, preparing an annual report, set up a new office, set up a new business, set up a new venture, set up a new franchise. All this comes under business projects. Next. So you got some minimum picture about what's the meaning of a project, what are the ways of doing a project. Now we'll see the project is generally made up of, so in it should have a proper definition, proper starting and proper ending. So here a proper defined beginning should be there, a proper defined beginning. Next, multiple activities which are performed to the plan. So we should have multiple activities which are which are raising up or doing other processes at the plant. Next, third one, a definite end. So a definite starting ఉన్నప్పుడు automatically a definite end must be also planned. So these are all. So generally, a project is made of. Therefore, a project may be defined as, then what we will say, a project may be defined as a means of moving from a problem to a solution. Okay, that is one sadhanam. That is one route. That is one solution. A project is one solution which makes more closer to the solution to a problem via a series of planned activities. It just not planning ఉంటుంది. So everything is designed by the God. So if you're saying everything is in the design, so some things you can do according to your timetable. Some things the nature will do according to irrespective of the timetable. Right? Next point. A project is a means of moving from a problem to a solution, vice versa of the planned activities. So, whenever, for example, if you a project is a means of moving from a problem to the solution via planned activity. Next one. A project has a definite beginning and ending. So, in one to any project, for that individual should be well traced or well planned. A project has a definite beginning and a definite ending. Projects consist of several activities, right or wrong? For example, if you are conducting a college day event in a college, then in that event you are having number of activities. Like that, for this project also, it consists of number of activities. Next, there are two essential features that are present in every project, no matter how simple or complicated they are. So whenever you are doing any type of project, maybe business project or maybe a personal project, there are two features that are present in every project, no matter how simple or problematic it is. What are they? In the first place, so in the first place, in the first place, all the projects must be planned out in advance. So in the first place, first category only, all the projects what you are getting in your mind before sleeping or in the morning hours, you have to think and you have to keep all the projects must be planned in advance if they are to be successfully executed. So if any work should be done 100% successfully executed, then behind it how much planning you have done, how much homework you have also done. That's why you are motivating every time to be executed. Next, so the first place is all the projects must be planned in advance in order to successfully execute it. Then second one, the execution of project must be controlled to ensure that the desired results are achieved. And what is the saying here? So the first concept is first all projects must be planned in advance. Second one is the execution of the project must be controlled. So there should be some sort of controlling in executing the project and ensure that the desired results are separately so, these are achieved. Next, what is the third point? One of the most projects, it is possible to carry out multiple activities simultaneously. So either PERT or CPM, these are the projects which are possible to carry out the multiple activities simultaneously. Usually, it is possible to perform several activities at the time. However, there will be activities which can begin until a preceding activity has been completed. Right? Next. Such relations are referred to as dependencies or precedencies. Such relations are referred as dependencies or precedencies. And when planning a project, it is very important to establish the order of precedence or independent activities. Did the establish and to the establish those activities which can be performed in parallel with other activities, right? So what are the relationships you are making that should be dependable. And when planning a project, it's very more important to establish the order of precedence. So you have to see, or not only planning, but you have to execute in a proper way. Which one should be there at first? Which one should be there at next? Then a precedence of dependent activities, and to establish those activities which can be performed in parallel. So this is another point, how to execute the projects. Next one. The most widely used and the popular methods of project management are NAT charts or Gantt charts. So you don't have the concept of Gantt chart, but still I will explain why, because it is also a small part in the pattern CPU. Okay. So the most widely used and popular methods for project management is a Gantt charts. Next one is critical path method and program evaluation and review technique. However, it is very important to remember what it is very important to remember that projects are carried out by the people, and the human aspects of the project management are critical for the project access. So what is the problem here? It is very important to remember what to remember that projects are carried out by the people, and the human aspects of the project management arbitrary problematic information to the project success, right? Next, coming to the various terminologies and definitions in the network analysis. So whenever you are doing any problem in the network analysis, first thing you have to know some of the minimum basics, fundamental definitions, right? So those we'll see here in detail. So I'm discussing only a part in a theory, that is అంతకుముందు క్లాస్లో ముగ్గురు వెళ్ళిపోయారు. So CSC class. So if you take terminologies and definitions, and then the first one is a project. And what you are saying a project is an interrelated set of activities that has a definite end and a definite starting అని చెప్పుకున్నాం. Starting point ఉంటుంది, ending point ఉంటుంది of a project, which results in accomplishment of a unique, which results in a accomplishment of unique, often measure outcome. Project management is therefore the planning and controlling. So what's the meaning of that? So PM is nothing but the planning and control of the events that together comprise the project. So project అవ్వడానికి planning ni control ni రెండు ఆయుధాలుగా తీసుకొని, so we have to comprise it and we have to fulfill the project. A project management aims to ensure that the effective use of resources and delivery of the project objectives on time and within the cost constraints, right? So the management has to aims to ensure the effect of the resources and delivery must of the project objectives on time with no constraints. So without any problems, we have to deliver the project objectives on time to the next level person without any constraints. That is the meaning of a project. Next. Next one is an activity. Next one is an activity. What is the meaning of activity? An activity or a task. Activity or a task is the smallest unit of the work. అంటే ఒక బిగ్ యాక్టివిటీలో, రైట్, ఒక బిగ్ టాస్క్లో a small unit, రైట్, ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ లోపల యాక్టివిటీ ఆర్ టాస్క్ మీన్స్ a small work which is done in hospital, right? A small task, right? An activity or a task is a small work which is done in a project. So smallest unit of work effort within the project and consumes both the time and resources. Consumes both how much, what it will consume. So whenever your work is more, automatically you have to make some control. You have to make some control. So for this measure resources, right? So which are under the control of the project manager, which are under the control of the project manager. A project is a sequence of activities. So what is the meaning of project? It is a sequence of activities that has a definite starting point and an ending point, an identifiable goal, and an integrated system of complex but interdependent relationships. So purchasing will be common, but the usage or the process will be totally interdependent relationships. There is a definition of an activity. Next definition. So the next definition is schedule. What is the meaning of? So we can pronounce it as schedule or schedule, right? So schedule schedule or schedule schedule. Schedule allocates resources to the accomplished activities within a time frame. అంటే ఇచ్చిన టైమింగ్ లోపల ఇచ్చిన టైం ఫ్రేమ్ మీన్స్ ఇట్ మే 1 hour or maybe 1 day or 3 days. సో ఇచ్చిన టైం ఫ్రేమ్లో the resources how much effectively you have used for the activities. That's the meaning of scheduling, right? A schedule means which allocates the resources. And the resources means it may be raw materials, it may be finished goods. It allocates the resources to the accomplish what the activities within the time frame. So, for example, in your house, if you want to go for any renovation of the this wood material, so what you're doing, if at all you are providing proper resources, tools, etc., to complete the activity within a time frame, then we can say it is a schedule process. Every day, so also time, these are the schedule process, right? Next one, the schedule set priorities, start the times and finishes the times. So, for example, you are using now Zoom app. So, in this Zoom app, so someone has created a app in the mouth. So in that, the schedule set priorities starts with the starting times and the finishing times. That's why scheduling means preparing some activities within a given time. It may be 1 hour time, or maybe half an hour time, or maybe a 2 hours time. That is the meaning of a schedule, right? Yes. Next one is a project management. What's the definition? A project management is a adept use of techniques and skills. So project management means, right? The project management means it is an effective use of techniques and uses. Techniques and uses. It may be the hard use or maybe soft use. Adept use of techniques and skills. What type of skills? Soft skills and hard skills, right? In planning and controlling the task. In planning and controlling the task. So in planning and controlling the task and resources needed for the project, for both inside the project, outside the organization, in order to achieve the results. So if you see some sort of employees, they will work for 3 or 4 offices and work as a freelancers. What they will do, whatever the work is assigned to them, they will complete in a positive manner and they will give the result to the employer, right? So both inside and outside of the organization to achieve what? To achieve, simply we are saying the achieving the results. For results, the climate or the environment will be changed in the office section, right? Next, then what is the purpose of project management is to achieve the successful project. So the purpose of project management is, right? Project management is to achieve the successful project completion with the resources available, whatever the resources you are having to complete a task. So we have to complete a task within a given time limit, and there should be a needy purpose of completing the project. You know? So, for example, in olden days or nowadays, in majority of villages, you can see water which is coming from the bore. right? So you are seeing the water coming from the tap. So you say sometimes the thing may be the process. The purpose of the project management is to achieve what successful project completion with all the resources available. Anni panimutlu resources means uh, for any work depends upon application, it will change. Okay, so a project completion with a successful resource available. So whenever the resources are plenty, automatically the project will be done within a short span. Whenever the tools and other equipments are not there in your laboratory, what you will do? So you will suffer to complete the project. Right or wrong? Yes. A successful project is one, right? How can we say a project is successful means a successful project is a one which has been finished on time. A project అయితే on time finish చేస్తున్నాము then that is considered as a successful project. So a successful project is one in which it has been finished on time. చెప్పిన టైంలో చెప్పిన గడువులో చెప్పిన అమౌంట్ you have to give once it is. So a successful project can be is a one which has been finished on time. So whatever the paperwork you have written, according to the paperwork, however you are doing, so it should be done on a given specific date that is mentioned on a paper. That is also the main success of a project. What the second one? It is right. It is within its his cost budget. So whatever the project you are doing, whatever the project you have to complete in a successful way, the other thing is to use is your not the brain, but you have to use the physically your brain, right? So like this. So you have to see the budget has been finished at your home. So is within the cost budget. So why? Because in our college the salaries are not right. So here is done within the cost budget. So you have to prepare a cost budget for completion of the project, and we should not extend it even 10 rupees also whenever you have already planned for any cost budget. So that's why a planning of a project will be should be more rigid, and it should be flexible, but it should not disturb the mainstream. Okay. So the other point of a successful project is it should be within the cost budget. అంటే మనం చెప్పుకున్న బడ్జెట్ లోపలే you have to complete the project and it has been finished on time, right? Third point, it performs to a technical performance standard rather than which satisfies the end user. So it performs what? It performs a successful project can perform the technical or performance standard which can satisfy the end user. So finally, the project outcomes result to whom you are showing the outcomes, to whom you are showing the outcomes to the end user, to the end user or a customer, right? So, sorry. Next, we have seen the terminology, some of the definitions. What is it like? What is it define a project, define an activity, define a schedule, and what's the meaning of project management? Next one. What are the features of the project? So generally, uh, we have discussed about the three types of projects. In that projects, what will be the features? The features allow in order to attract the people from various things, right? From various areas, the features of the project should be very, very strong and rigid. Then, what is the first one here? The first project is projects are often carried out by a team of a people, right? Projects are often carried out by a team of people who have been assembled, right? Who has been assembled for that specific purpose. So what it is saying here, the projects are often carried out by the team of people who are being assembled for a specific purpose. For example, that's why I said if you see in a banking sector, the this EMI recovery section. So every day, the project manager or a team leader will call some of their employees and will have a meeting, daily meeting in the office or outside the office by having some cup of tea or biscuits, and they will say that he will say to disperse yourself and do the work. So here also the point is saying that who have been assembled for the specific purpose. Projects are often carried out by the team of the people who have been assembled for the specific purpose. The activities of the system may be coordinated by the project manager, right? The activities, whatever the activities of the main term, so before delivering to the your manager or the person, so the activities of this team may be coordinated by the project manager, And what is the second point? Project teams may consist of people. So generally project teams ఎవరు ఉంటారు? In the project teams, you are having a people from different backgrounds, from different cultures and different traditions and different parts of the organization. So in some cases, project teams may consist of the people of different organizations also, right? Different organizations also. Like this also, you are having different types of projects. Next, third point, project teams may be interdisciplinary groups. So, so what they are saying, the teams may be interdisciplinary. Interdisciplinary means my husband. Interdisciplinary. The project's term teams may be interdisciplinary groups and are likely to lie outside the normal organization hierarchy. So it should be maintained separately and it should not disturb the normal hierarchy of the sports or teams what they are playing separately. Next. Next, fourth point, the project team will be responsible for delivery of the project. The project team will be responsible for the delivery of the project and the product to some sponsor within or inside the organization. The full benefit of any project will not become available until the project has been completed. So what is the last point it is saying? The full benefit of any project will not become available until the project has been completed. Right or wrong? Until any work is completed as per your schedule, as per your planning. So after that, you'll be free, or you will think of doing the next type of things in the process. So like this, the full benefit of any project will not become available until the project has been completed. Like this, you have to make a statement. Okay. So I think the time is 2:45, 3:15, 3:20, 3:25. Next, coming to the responsibility of a project manager. So if you're doing a job as a project manager in any construction company or any electronics company, mechanical company, similar, the habitats or the work will be of similar. Only the working style will be different. Okay. The responsibility of a project manager. The project manager is a head breaker in any office. Project manager ante you will think that much salary will be coming, but so the project manager attitude or the work will be totally every minute is accountable. Every time the managers are busy in every nationalized bank, if you go to the nationalized bank, right? So in this responsibilities, when now the project manager is taking when now to complete a task, it may be a PET problem or maybe a CPU problem, to plan thoroughly all aspects of the project, lighting, the active involvement of all functional areas involved. Second one, to control the organization of manpower needed by the project. Third point is to control the basic technical definition of a project, ensuring that technical versus cost trade-offs determine the specific areas where the optimization is necessary. Where is it? Necessary. So like this, you are having the points. We'll discuss these points tomorrow as the time is completed. So we'll discuss the points in the next session, right? So with this, I will stop the class. We'll discuss the responsibility of a project manager, steps involved in the project management, what are the terminologies used in the network diagram, right? What is the meaning of a network, the meaning of the other activities, right? So like this, we'll discuss in the class. So thanks for listening to the class patiently. Once the class is completed, I will upload this video in the YouTube. Later, this link is forwarded to the WhatsApp group so that you can see the group, right? Like this, you are having various types of other types of rules, strategies, etc. So we'll start the class here from tomorrow. So have a nice day. Thank you.